So it's a beautiful spring day today, absolutely gorgeous weather, and I thought I'd take advantage of this and take a look at some AquaQuest products. Now, before I get too far, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at AquaQuest who have provided this product for review today. Now, what I have on my back is the AquaQuest Sport 25 Pro. This is a 25-liter backpack, pretty much designed essentially as a dry bag. Now, obviously today's a beautiful day, but this bag does not necessarily need to be used in wet conditions. This is a sort of sporty outdoor enthusiast style bag. So for me on a day like today, this is a perfect application. Being a 25-liter bag, I'm looking for something that's going to be able to bring some of my gear with me and be a very suitable day pack in this outdoor environment. So this bag for me right now is just about perfect. So even though the weather's beautiful and there's not even a cloud in the sky, again, even though this is a dry bag, I don't necessarily need it for that purpose. And I think testing it in good weather is obviously equally good as testing it in bad weather. So, today, again, just a beautiful day, absolutely perfect outside, and I just wanted to get a good feel for this bag and see how comfortable it would be for me in a hiking environment. Now, I don't usually like to start a review with a negative feature, so I won't do that. I'm going to start with a positive, which is right off the get-go, I can tell you this bag is quite comfortable to carry. Now, I haven't been using the hip strap or the sternum strap just yet because I basically need to dig my tripod off of this bag so I can really sort of film here. But my initial impression is that it is comfortable to carry, so that is definitely a plus. So now I can officially say I did not start my review with a negative, but now I'm going to go into my first negative feature on this bag, and it's not like a huge earth-shattering deal breaker sort of thing, but my very first initial impression of this as I was loading it up is that there are no horizontal straps anywhere on this bag. So I've tried to get my tripod lashed on here, and this is a vertical strap that I did my best with to basically loop it around my tripod and hold it on, and that works okay. But keeping in mind the fact that this is an outdoor enthusiast backpack, at least having some horizontal straps would be a help. And even at that, down here you have a nice loop which could hold a number of different types of gear, whether it's trekking poles or an axe, and in my case here, having a tripod on here, it would really be beneficial to have at least some sort of horizontal strap to help hold these objects in place. Now, even with that said, you'll see here that there are some loops at the top of the bag. So in theory, you can put a strap or some sort of lashing system through here. So they did basically address that. It's not a permanent solution, and maybe that's a better thing. Maybe you want to keep this bag nice and low profile and have less webbing. And even at that, if you think about it, the less penetrations you have of straps being sewn into the outside of the bag, really the better in terms of its overall capability of reducing water making it into the bag. Now, don't forget, this is intended on being a dry bag, so again, just having really less penetrations into the fabric is going to be a plus. So it's very possible that these tabs here would do exactly what I need it to. Now, my fault, I don't have any straps with me to try it out at this particular moment, but I will give this a try when I get back to my office. So now that I'm back in my office, I figured I would try an accessory strap. Now, this is a KUIU accessory strap. They make one of the best accessory straps out there, and it's actually just about perfect for this application, where we have these loops on the top of the bag. So these just would very so easily slide in here and clip into place, and one half goes on one side, and then feeding it around, and then the other half onto the other side, again very easily, and then they can be really tightened right down. So I'm going to try a couple of different things and putting them on here to see how well that would work. So the first thing I'm going to try is an axe to see if it would go in here. So let's see, putting it in maybe like that and twisting it. That's going to be tight. I could take the head of it and probably sneak it in. That's going to be tight. Let's see if there's a way to do this that doesn't completely stretch and really tweak that, so not really great there. But I guess you could put this in sort of this way and then cinch this up like that. So that would work. So you do have the ability, if you wanted to carry an axe. Not ideal, but it would certainly work. And this is not the most like wilderness ready, call it, anyway. So you know, it's not exactly a wilderness bag, more like an outdoor bag. So would you be really carrying an axe on here? Well, who's to say, but I guess you could. Now, what about that tripod I was fussing around with? That will go in there nicely, just like I had it. And then this could be looped into place and then cinched up. So there you go. That is that solution I was looking for yesterday. Seems to hold it reasonably well, and I could do a better job if I wanted to, cinching it in to a more appropriate location. Actually, if I loosen this up and feed it through here, it will hold it on even better. So you definitely have some options, and at least these loops are on here. So feeding that in and clipping it up, that should work even a little better. So that is definitely solid. I mean, that's on there real nice. And then once you have it by the straps, you can see that is actually mounted quite well. So overall, it looks to be as if the functionality is certainly there. So if I had to take back one of my negatives, I absolutely will. However, with that said, I think it would be excellent if AquaQuest provided the straps to fit those loops. It is a funny shape, and not everybody would have something perfect to go in there. Now, I don't know if these straps are proprietary to Kuiu. They look to be a Duraflex product. Something like this would be excellent if AquaQuest was able to provide them with the bag. Now, it's getting just a touch on the warm side here, so I am going to lose my jacket, and that works out pretty well in my favor, where this bag has an excellent pocket right on the outside, so a nice size pouch where I can just take my jacket and slide it in here. So that should work pretty well for me. Now, even though that is a lightweight jacket, you can see it's filling this out just a little bit. I got some space down in the bottom here, but the gear on the inside of my bag's in a little bit of competition with this pocket right now, so I can't really stuff it all the way down without it getting kind of tight. But you can see my jacket kind of riding up in the middle here, and it's nice that it's on the outside of the bag. Now at this point, I need something to do with my keys, and there are no additional exterior pockets here, with the exception that when you flip the bag around, you do have these pockets right on your hips, which is pretty sweet. So I have these hip pockets right on my belt. I'm going to put my keys right in here, and it's a little bit of a snug fit, but they will fit in there. As long as I'm careful and zip this thing up, I should have no problems. And you can see there, that works pretty well. So overall, decent solution, and that will work mighty well for me. Did I already mention that this bag is comfortable? You know, I've been carrying this for a while now, and it's great. The first thing is the shoulder straps are maybe just a touch stiff, but that doesn't bother me at all. They're comfortable, they ride in a nice spot. It's funny, I'll show you this later, but the way the shoulder straps are stitched, they are quite tight on the top of the bag, not like some tactical bags that are very wide or broad. So for me, where I have a little bit of a, call it more broad shoulders, it is just a tiny bit tight, but it does not seem to be pinching my neck, and I think that's because the bag rides just a little bit low on me. You can see it's not incredibly high, so I do end up with enough space really between these shoulder straps where it doesn't bother me, but I could see it maybe bugging somebody. But again, you know, I'm, call it 6'1", 190 pounds, and so you know, for me and my size, I do feel as though this bag is quite comfortable. Now, I'd be lying if I said my back's not sweaty. It definitely is. You can see on this back molded panel that they tried to get some good channelization in here for air and some flow basically behind your back. But in general, this is quite flat, and even at that, there's not a ton of padding. So in terms of sweatiness, I mean, it's warm today. I'm gonna sweat. There's nothing I'm gonna do about it, no matter how good the overall channelization and breathability of a bag is. So I can't really hold that against it. The most important thing for me is the fact that overall, even though there's not a ton of padding here, I did find it to be comfortable. So again, just the comfort of this bag is sort of surprising for what it is. You know, it doesn't look to be, call it overbuilt, but it's certainly not underbuilt either. I think it's just about perfect for the size of the bag, the kind of intended purpose, and the fact that this is really a dry bag on steroids. So you know, generally speaking, my initial impression, and after kind of getting to my destination and having hiked with this on my back for a while, I am quite pleased. Now, so you can see what I'm carrying in here, you saw me put my jacket in. I have a wilderness blade, basically a liter of water. So this kind of fits. The design of this canteen is not ideal, but you can see just for the size reference how it is fitting in that water bottle pocket. Now, keeping in mind that there are 2 water bottle pockets on the outside of the bag, and they do have a bungee style shock cord to keep things tight, and it worked pretty well. You can see that these pockets do neck down just a little bit, so they do get a little bit towards the tight side on the bottom, and that actually seemed to work okay with this style canteen for sure. And then you can see there is some stretchy mesh to kind of help it stay in there. So overall, I felt as though my water bottle did ride in here pretty good. Didn't seem to have any issues and did not want to pop out on me. Getting into the contents, this is that sort of roll top design. And now you can see those lashing points I was talking about here. They're fabricated basically into the top of the bag on the outside. So this pretty much you will roll twice on itself to close it up and clip it tight. And that gives you that waterproof characteristic of a dry bag. And then opening it up, that's just a Velcro enclosure. And inside you have pretty much a straight dump style bag. So here you'll see I brought my hammock and I plan on lounging around just a bit. I have my hammock straps, and then these are tarp straps. I have a couple of AquaQuest tarps I'm going to be looking at today. This is one of them. You've seen this before. This is my Safari tarp, and new to the lineup, I have a Guide series tarp. So I'm going to be taking a look at these in a future video. I have all my tie outs and guy lines for the tarps, and I have 2 sets, one for each one of these tarps. And finally, just some stakes. And so basically the rest of this bag at this point is completely empty, but I do want to show you the inside so you can kind of get an understanding of the inside of this bag. So again, the inside of this bag is pretty straightforward. It is essentially just one big dump pouch. Now the inside is a liner, so you'll see that you kind of have the exterior of the bag and then this interior liner, which in this you'll see this bright yellow pocket with a zipper is sort of fabricated into the inside of this, and it has a waterproof liner right inside there. So this pocket right here would be very waterproof, decent for maybe your wallet, your phone, any electronics that you have with you. So if you really want to protect it, that's going to be a great option for you. But other than that, that's pretty much the only thing on the inside of the bag. So it is very simple and straightforward, which in this particular application is perfectly fine. Like all AquaQuest products, you'll see the excellent attention to detail. Just all the stitching on this bag is perfect. Nothing out of place, nothing out of line. Good quality, durable hardware in all cases. So all the buckles and D-rings and everything you're going to count on to keep this bag put together is absolutely perfect. So they do a nice job sourcing their materials. They do a nice job with the overall quality and craftsmanship, and that is something that I have come to expect from AquaQuest. Now, something worth mentioning on this Sport 25 Pro, this bag is in the color reflective. So basically you'll see this like sort of charcoal color and then this reflective back side to this. It is literally reflective, so this would be excellent for nighttime activities, anything where you're in low light conditions and you're really worried about being seen. Maybe you're using this on a bike, like a bicycle, or even a motorcycle. To me, would be another excellent application for this bag. So overall, between the waterproof capability and then that reflective nature, this gives you some good quality protection, both from the elements and also from a safety perspective. So alright guys, there you have it. A quick look at the Sport 25 Pro from AquaQuest. Again, thank you very much to the people at AquaQuest. I appreciate you working with me on this review. It means a lot to help supporting my channel, and in that regard, I am very happy with your product, so keep up the good work. Like I said, a bag that doesn't have a ton of features, but it is perfectly ample for what it's supposed to do. I like this for a daytime excursion, whether it's wet or even in nice and sunny conditions. Even though this bag is not overly sized, it's capable of carrying just enough stuff to keep you comfortable in your outdoor activities. With quality that I've come to expect from AquaQuest, this bag is no different. All stitching in place, very nicely done, well thought through, and for the most part has plenty of features. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.